The Berber language or Amazigh languages are a family of similar and closely related languages and dialects indigenous to North Africa. Berber is spoken by large populations in Algeria and Morocco, and by smaller populations in Libya, Tunisia, northern Mali, western and northern Niger, northern Burkina Faso, Mauritania, and in the Siwa Oasis of Egypt. Large Berber-speaking migrant communities have been living in Western Europe since the 1950s. In 2001, Berber became a constitutional national language of Algeria, and in 2011 Berber became a constitutionally official language of Morocco. After years of persecution, Berber constitutes a branch of the Afro-Asiatic language family, and has been attested since ancient times. The number of Berbers is much higher than the number of Berber speakers. The bulk of the populations of the Maghreb countries are considered to have Berber ancestors. In Algeria, for example, a majority of the population consists of Arabized Berbers. There is a movement among speakers of the closely related varieties of Northern Berber to unite them under a standard language. The name Tamazight, originally the self-name in the Atlas and the Rif regions, is being increasingly used for this standardized Berber, and even for Berber as a whole, including Tuareg Berber. Around 90% of the Berber-speaking population speak one of 6 major varieties of Berber, each with at least 2 million speakers. They are, in the order of demographic weight, Tash El-Hit, Kabul, Atlas, Tamazight, Rifian, Shawi, and Tuareg. Additionally, the extinct Guanche language spoken on the Canary Islands by the Guanches, as well as the languages of the ancient Sea group culture in present-day southern Egypt and northern Sudan, are believed to have belonged to the Berber branch of the Afro-Asiatic family. The Berber languages and dialects have had a written tradition, on and off, for over 2,200 years, although the tradition has been frequently disrupted by invasions. They were first written in the Tifinagh alphabet, still used by the Tuareg. The oldest dated inscription is from about 200 BCE. Later, between about 1000 CE and 1500 CE, they were written in the Arabic script, and since the 20th century in the Berber Latin alphabet, especially among the Kabul and Rifian communities of Morocco and Algeria. The Berber Latin alphabet was also used by most European and Berber linguists during the 19th and 20th centuries. A modernized form of the Tifinagh alphabet was made official in Morocco in 2003. Algerians mostly use the Neo-Tifinagh Berber Arabic alphabet, with the Berber Latin alphabet being taught at schools. Mali and Niger recognize a Tuareg Berber Latin alphabet customized to the Tuareg phonological system. However, traditional Tifinagh is still used in those countries. Tifinagh, Berber Arabic and Berber Latin alphabets are being increasingly used in Morocco and Algeria. Terminology. The term Berber has been used in Europe since at least the 17th century, and is still used today. It was borrowed from either the Arabic designation for these populations, al-Barbar, see names of the Berber people, or from the Roman and Greek denominations of the Berber people, Barbarike. Etymologically, the Berber root Mazai means freeman, nobleman, or defender. The feminine Tamazight traditionally referred specifically to the Rifian and Central Atlas Tamazight languages. Many Berber linguists prefer to consider the term Tamazight as a pure Berber word to be used only in Berber text, while using the European word Berber, Berbero, Berberi in European texts to follow the traditions of European writings about the Berbers. European languages distinguish between the words Berber and barbaric, while Arabic has the same word, al-Barbari, for both meanings. Some other Berber writers, especially in Morocco, prefer to refer to Berber with Amazigh when writing about it in French or English. Traditionally, the term Tamazight was used by many Berber groups to refer to the language they spoke, including the Middle Atlas, the Rifians, the Send in Tunisia, and the Tuareg. However, other terms were used by other groups. For instance, some parts of Algeria called the language Taznatit or Shella, while the Kabyles called theirs Takbalat. The inhabitants of Siwa in Tunisia, the local Amazigh language is usually referred to as Shella, a term which has been observed in Morocco as well. One group, the Linguisphere Observatory, has attempted to introduce the neologism Tamazight languages to refer to the Berber languages. Origin: Berber is a member of the Afroasiatic language family. Since modern Berber languages are relatively homogeneous, the date of the Proto-Berber language from which the modern group is derived was probably comparatively recent, comparable to the age of the Germanic or Romance subfamilies. In contrast, the split of the group from the other Afroasiatic subphyla is much earlier, and is sometimes associated with the Mesolithic Capsian culture. Orthography: there are a number of different scripts with which Berber languages may be written. The choice of writing system is often based on politics rather than practical considerations. Phonology: vowels, consonants, status. After independence, all the Maghreb countries to varying degrees pursued a policy of Arabization, aimed partly at displacing French from its colonial position as the dominant language of education and literacy. Under this policy, the use of the Amazigh Berber languages was suppressed or even banned. This state of affairs has been contested by Berbers in Morocco and Algeria, especially Kabylie, and is now being addressed in both countries by introducing the Berber language in some schools and by recognizing Berber as a national language in Algeria, though not as an official one. The 2011 Constitution of Morocco makes Amazigh an official language alongside Arabic. Worthy to note, Morocco is a country with several competing linguistically different languages including French, literary and Moroccan Arabic and Amazigh. As the higher status of literary Arabic grew, so did the corresponding relation between the male population and the language, and women and the lower status language Amazigh. Women became the main carriers of the Amazigh language as the lowest status language in the country. In Mali and Niger, there are few schools that teach partially in Tuareg languages, although regional councils in Libya's Nafusa Mountains affiliated with the National Transitional Council reportedly use the Berber language of Nafusa and have called for it to be granted co-official status with Arabic in a prospective new constitution. Algeria and Morocco are the only countries where Tamazight is an official language, as areas of Libya south and west of Tripoli such as the Nafusa Mountains were liberated from the control of forces loyal to Colonel Gaddafi in early summer 2011. Berber workshops and exhibitions sprang up to share and spread the Tamazight culture and language. On June 17, 2011, King Mohammed VI announced in a speech of new constitutional reform that Tamazight became an official language of Morocco alongside Arabic and will be used in all the administrations in the future. On April 30, 2012, Fatima Chaho alias Dabramrand, member of Morocco House of Representatives and famous former singer, became the first one to ask questions and discuss the minister's answer in Tamazight inside the Parliament of Morocco. On February 7, 2016, the Algerian Parliament recognized Berber languages as having official status along with Arabic. Population. The exact population of Berber speakers is hard to ascertain, since most North African countries do not record language data in the censuses. The Ethnologue provides a useful academic starting point, however, its bibliographic references are very inadequate, and it rates its own accuracy at only BC for the area. Early colonial censuses may provide better documented figures for some countries, however, these are also very much out of date. Few census figures are available. All countries do not count Berber languages. The 1972 Niger census reported Tuareg, with other languages, at 127,000 speakers. Population shifts in location and number, effects of urbanization and education in other languages, etc. make estimates difficult. In 1952, André Bassat estimated the number of Berberophones at 5,500,000. Between 1968 and 1978 estimates ranged from 8 to 13 million. Vogeland and Vogeland call 8 million a conservative estimate. In 2006, Salem Chega estimated that the Berberophone populations of Kabylie and the three Moroccan groups numbered more than 1 million each, and that in Algeria, 9,650,000, or 1 out of 5 Algerians, speak a Berber language. Morocco. In 1952, André Bassat estimated that a small majority of Morocco's population spoke Berber. The 1960 census claimed that 34% of Moroccans spoke Berber, including bi, tri, and quadrilinguals. In 2000, Karl Prass cited more than a third in an interview conducted by Brahim Karada at Tawal.com. According to the Ethnologue, the Berber-speaking population should be estimated at 35%, or around 10.5 million speakers. However, the figures it gives for individual languages only add up to 7.5 million, divided into 3 languages. Rift Amazigh in North Morocco, 1.5 million speakers. Tash Elhit, 3 million. Atlas Amazigh, 3 million. A 2007 estimate was 7.5 million speakers of Amazigh languages in Morocco. A survey included in the official Moroccan census of 2004 and published by several Moroccan newspapers gave the following figures. 34% of people in rural regions spoke a Berber language and 21% in urban zones did. The national average would be 28.4%, or 8.52 million. It is possible, however, that the survey asked for the language used in daily life, which would result, of course, in figures clearly lower than those of native speakers, as the language is not recognized for official purposes and many Berbers who live in an Arabic-speaking environment cannot use it in daily life. Also, the use of Berber in public was frowned upon until the 1990s and might affect the result of the survey. Adding up the population of the Berber-speaking regions as shown on a 1973 map of the CIA results in at least 10 million speakers, not counting the numerous Berber population which lives outside these regions in the bigger cities. Mohammed Shafik claims 80% of Moroccans are Berbers. It is not clear, however, whether he means speakers of Berber languages or people of Berber descent. The division of Moroccan Berber languages in 3 groups, as used by the Ethnologue, is common in linguistic publications, but is significantly complicated by local usage. Thus, Shilha is subdivided into Shilha of the Dra Valley, Tasusat, and several other languages. Moreover, linguistic boundaries have blurred, such that certain languages cannot accurately be described as either Central Morocco Tamazight to Shilha. Algeria. In 1906, the total population speaking Berber languages in Algeria was estimated at 1,305,730 out of 4,447,149, i.e. 29%. The 1911 census, however, found 1,084,702 speakers out of 4,740,526, i.e., 23%. Dutte and Amp Gautier suggest that this was the result of a serious undercounting of Shawiya in areas of widespread bilingualism. A trend was noted for Berber groups surrounded by Arabic to adopt Arabic, while Arabic speakers surrounded by Berber tended to adopt Berber. In 1952, André Bassat estimated that about a third of Algeria's population spoke Berber. According to historian Charles Robert Ageron in 1886, Algeria had around 1.2 million of Berber speakers and 1 million of Arab speakers. The Algerian census of 1966 found 2,297,997 out of 12,096,347 Algerians, or 19%, to speak Berber. In 1980, Salem Chaker estimated that in Algeria, 3,650,000, or 1 out of 5 Algerians, speak a Berber language. According to the Ethnologue, more recent estimates include 14% and 29%. Most of these are accounted for by 3 languages. Kabul, 2,540,000 equals 9%, 6 million equals 20%. Total for all countries, 3,126,000. Mainly in Algiers, Béjaïa, Tizi Ouzou, Bouera, Sétif and Boumediene. Shawiya, 2 million as of 2005, equivalent to 8.5% of the population. Mainly in Batna, Konchala, Sétif, Soukaris, Oum El Bouaghi, Tabessa, Chenwa, in the Dara region, more precisely Jebel Chenoua in Algeria, just west of Algiers in the wilayas of Dipassa, the Clef and Ain Difla. It is estimated at 56,300 speakers. 2 main languages, Beni Menessa, west and south of Mount Chenoua area. In Mount Chenoua area, 55,250 speakers. A fourth group, despite a very small population, accounts for most of the land area where Berber is spoken. Tuareg, 25,000 in Algeria, mainly in the Ahaga Mountains of the Sahara. Most Tuareg live in Mali and Niger. Other Berber languages spoken in Algeria include the Tamazight of Blida, the languages of the Beni Snours and Beni Boussed villages in the wilaya of Tlemcen, the Matmata Berber spoken in the Wasnes region, the Mozabite language spoken in the wilaya of Mzabi region, the language of the Ouagla Oasis. Tunisia, Bassat estimated about 1%, as did Panchon. According to the Ethnologue, there are only 26,000 speakers of a Berber language it calls Djerbi, but which Tunisians call Shella in Tunisia, all in the south around Djerba and Matmata. The more northerly enclave of Send apparently no longer speaks Berber. This would make 0.3% of the population. Libya, according to the Ethnologue, the non-Arabic speaking population, most of which would be Berber, is estimated at 4%. However, the individual language figures it gives add up to 162,000, i.e., about 3%. This is mostly accounted for by the languages Nafusi in Jabal Nafusa and Zuwara Berber in Zuwara in Tripolitania region, 184,000. Tahagat Tuareg of Gat, 17,000. Egypt, the Oasis of Siwa near the Libyan border speaks a Berber language. According to the Ethnologue, there are 5,000 speakers there. Its population in 1907 was 3,884. The claimed lack of increase seems surprising. Mauritania, according to the Ethnologue, only 200 to 300 speakers of Zenaga remain. It also mentions Tamashek, but does not provide a population figure for it. Most non-Arabic speakers in Mauritania speak Niger-Congo languages. Mali, the ethnologue counts 440,000 Tuareg speaking Tamashek, Tamajak, 190,000. Niger, the ethnologue counts 720,000 Tuareg speaking Tawalama, Tamajak, Tayut, Tamajak, Tamahak, 20,000. Burkina Faso, the ethnologue counts 20,000–30,000 Tuareg speaking Kel Tamashek. However, the ethnologue is very inaccurate here, appearing to miss the largest group of Tamashek in Burkina in the province of Ouaddaïlan. The Tamashek-speaking population of Burkina is nearer to 100,000, with around 70,000 Tamashek speakers in the province of Ouaddaïlan. The rest mainly in Seno, Somme, Yaga, Jatama and Kadiogo provinces. About 10% of Burkina Tamashek speak a version of the Tawalamat language. Nigeria, the ethnologue notes the presence of few Tuareg speaking Tawalamat Tamajak. France, the ethnologue lists 860,000 speakers for Riffian and 537,000 speakers for Kabyle, 150,000 for Central Morocco Tamazight, and no figures for Shilha. For the rest of Europe, it has no figures. Spain, Tamazight is spoken amongst Melillas' 80,000 inhabitants, but there has been no census as to the percentage of its speakers. A minority of Ceuta's inhabitants speak Berber. Israel, around 2,000 mostly elderly Moroccan-born Israelis of Berber Jewish descent use Judeo-Berber languages. Thus, the total number of speakers of Berber languages in the Maghreb proper appears to lie anywhere between 16 and 25 million, depending on which estimate is accepted. If we take Bassett's estimate, it could be as high as 30 million. The vast majority are concentrated in Morocco and Algeria. The Tuareg of the Sahel add another million or so. Grammar. Nouns in the Berber languages vary in gender, in number and in state. In the case of the masculine, nouns generally begin with one of the three vowels of Berber: a, u, one, afus, hand, argas, man, udem, face, ul, heart, ixef, head, isles, tongue. While the masculine is unmarked, the feminine is marked with the circumfix d, t. Feminine plural takes a prefix d. Afus tafast udem tutum axef dixef tifas and tifas. And Berber languages have two types of number, singular and plural, of which only the latter is marked. Plural has three forms according to the type of nouns. The first, regular type, is known as the external plural. It consists in changing the initial vowel of the noun, and adding a suffix en. Afus ifasen, hands, argasergasin, men, ixef farwin, heads, al-ulawin, hearts. The second form of the plural is known as the broken plural. It involves only a change in the vowels of the word. Adra, Ijura, mountain, Agadir, Iguda, wall, castle, Abahuz, Ibafis, monkey. The third type of plural is a mixed form. It combines a change of vowels with the suffix n, iziazan, fly, azarizuran, roof, izika, izikaran, rope. Berber languages also have two types of states or cases of the noun, organized ergatively. One is unmarked, while the other serves for the subject of a transitive verb and the object of a preposition, among other contexts. The former is often called free state, the latter construct state. The construct state of the noun derives from the free state through one of the following rules. The first involves a vowel alternation, whereby the vowel becomes u, argas, ergas, amga, umga, adra, sutra. The second involves the loss of the initial vowel, in the case of some feminine nouns, tamheart, temheart, woman, mature woman, tamdint, temdint, town, tabat, tabat, girl. The third involves the addition of a semi-vowel word, initially asif, wasif, river, adu, wadu, wind, isles, yields, tongue, uccen, waxen, wolf. Finally, some nouns do not change for Free State: tadat, tadat, house, village; tuxant, tuxant, female, wolf. The following table gives the forms for the noun Amga, old man, leader. Pronouns. Berber pronouns show gender distinction in the second and third persons, but in verbal agreement markers, the distinction is lost in the second person. Subclassification. There is so little data available on Guanche that any classification is necessarily uncertain. However, it is almost universally acknowledged as Afro-Asiatic on the basis of the surviving glosses, and widely suspected to be Berber. Much the same can be said of the language, sometimes called Numidian, used in the Libyan Arabico-Berber inscriptions around the turn of the Common Era, whose alphabet is the ancestor of Tifana. A listing of the other Berber languages is complicated by the closeness. There is little distinction between language and dialect. The primary difficulty of subclassification, however, lies in the Eastern Berber languages, where there is little agreement. Otherwise there is consensus on the outlines of the family. Eastern Berber languages. Northern Berber Zenati, Kabyle Atlas, Tuareg. Western Berber languages. The various classifications differ primarily in what they consider to be Eastern Berber, and in how many varieties they recognize as distinct languages. Kosman. Martin Kosman describes Berber as two dialect continua, Northern Berber and Tuareg, plus a few peripheral languages, spoken in isolated pockets largely surrounded by Arabic that fall outside these continua, namely Zenaga and the Libyan and Egyptian varieties. Within Northern Berber, however, he recognizes a break in the continuum between Zenati and the non-Zenati neighbors, and in the east, he recognizes a division between Gadams and Orgila on the one hand and Sona, Siwa, and Djebel Nefusa on the other. The implied tree is Nafuzi Siwi, Gadams Orgila. Northern Berber Zenati Kabyle and Atlas, Tuareg, Zenaga. Ethnologue. The ethnologue, mostly following Akenwald and Militarev, treats the eastern varieties differently. Guanche. Eastern Berber Siwa. Eastern Berber. Northern Berber, Tuareg, Zenaga. Blench has the following classification: Guanche, East Numidian, Berber, and within Berber, Eastern Berber languages Siwa, Orgila, Sona Gadams. Northern Berber, Tuareg, Zenaga. Influence on other languages. The Berber languages have influenced Maghrebi Arabic languages, such as Moroccan, Algerian and Tunisian Arabic. Their influence is also seen in some languages in West Africa. F.W. H. Machiad pointed to strong resemblances between Berber and Hausa in such words and phrases as these: Berber Yarmut, Hausa Yarmut, Berber Obanis, Hausa Obansa, Berber Abat, Hausa Yarbata, Berber Iga, Hausa Yakira. In addition, he notes that the genitive in both languages is formed with n equals of extinct languages. A number of extinct populations are believed to have spoken Afro-Asiatic languages of the Berber branch, according to Peter Behrens and Marianne Bethaus-Gerst. Linguistic evidence suggests that the peoples of the C group culture in present-day southern Egypt and northern Sudan spoke Berber languages. The Nilo-Saharan Nubian language today contains a number of key pastoralism-related loanwords that are of Berber origin, including the terms for sheep and water Nile. This in turn suggests that the C group population, which, along with the Kerma culture, inhabited the Nile Valley immediately before the arrival of the first Nubian speakers, spoke Afro-Asiatic languages. Additionally, historiolinguistics indicate that the Guanche language, which was spoken on the Canary Islands by the ancient Guanches, likely belonged to the Berber branch of the Afro-Asiatic family. Examples of basic Berber words. The Berber letter C is pronounced. The Berber letter X is pronounced. The Berber letter is pronounced.